Greetings and welcome to Hexed Encountered. I'm Joe. It is Sports Saturday and we're going to be taking a look at the game TItle Bout II. This is the PC version of the game. I've done other boxing videos in the past on other games. TItle Bout is one that goes back a ways, especially for me. It was, I think, the first game I bought for myself, even before War Games. When I was maybe 11 years old or something, boxed game. It was Avalon Hill, the blue box, and TItle Bout on it. Had a slew of boxers. This was back in the days when you could still watch boxing on television. I can remember seeing a Muhammad Ali fight. It was at the end of his career. This was, early 80s. So it was something that my dad enjoyed watching, and I would watch with him. My brother and I would watch with him. So so this was one of the first, if not the first game I ever bought. That was, of course, the old version. This is TItle Bout II. And so I elected to go for the computer version first. And I may pick up the board game with the cards and so on and so forth too. But this is basically kind of like an automated version of the board game where you still have to kind of know the rules for the tabletop game and you apply them as you play. So some of the things here that make the game kind of interesting is you can do things like you can start a fight, new fight, or load fight, so you can play part of a fight and save it, which is always cool, right? Because you can't always finish what you started. Something may come up, you might have to step away, so you can always save it and then load it later. Under the view menu here, you've got the ability to see a fighter's ratings and record, the rankings, title history, text reports. Now, I don't have anything in here. This is a completely clean slate, just installed, so I don't have any rankings or anything like that. You can come in here and you can see their ratings. So if you clicked on the heavyweights, for example, and we scroll down, we'll scroll down a little bit, and let's go with George Foreman, who just passed away a couple of days ago. So there he is. Now you have the ability to add a picture, which I've not done. So you can have two pictures, one here and then one up here. This would be like the headshot and this would be like the action shot, right? So this is what a TItle Bout II card looks like. And if you played the old game, it's similar in most ways, and you'll immediately recognize a lot of this. So you can see he's his name, his weight class, his control factor, and his style, which is slugger. Then big, as in Big George, right? That was his nickname. These were the years he was active. Special is none. Some guys you'll see will have special on there. Like Muhammad Ali, for example, has intellect and closer on there. Those are special abilities which can come into play on some of the boxing action cards that you flip during a fight. And I'll show you what a fight looks like here in a little bit. So then you've got all your ratings here for fresh and fatigued. Then you've got your action results here for, when it's all random numbers from 1 to 80. So you have 80 possibilities, and that goes back to TItle Bout, the original game. They had the same setup as far as I can remember, because we're talking 40 plus years ago when I was a little kid. But it goes to 80, and so you'll flip a BAC and you'll get a number, because there's an RN for the random number. Every card will have one, and you just take that number and you look in here and it'll tell you, assuming he's normal, from a 1 to 30 would be a punch that's landed with 10 hitting power. Punches missed would be a 31 to 51, and then you check for a counter punch, and then you have clinching, and then you have ring movement, right? Pretty straightforward. And then you would also, if he did land a punch, you would come down here and find out what kind of punch and how many points. So 1 to 10 would be a 3-point jab, 11 to 17 would be a 2-point jab, and so on for hooks, crosses, combos, and uppercuts. You can assign him a trainer. You can assign him a cut man. If you click on this, actually I don't have, this isn't editing. If you were editing, you could set him up with a trainer and a cut man. And as you can see, there's a decent amount of fighters in here. the heavyweight division comes with the game when you buy it. Now, I also picked up a few others. I picked up the middleweights. So you could see, like, say, Roberto Duran here, Hands of Stone, 68-01, middleweight, 7, slugger, and then his ratings, and you can see, everybody's punch setup is going to be different. They also sell a rating guide with Jim Trunzo, who is the man behind the game, and he's recently stepping back from the day-to-day management of everything, but he's still going to have his hand in. But anyway, he wrote this. It's like 60 some pages or 70 pages or something, where he lays out the methodology he uses to rate boxers for this game, and it goes through all the things with various stages in their careers. Prime, pre-prime, post-prime, early or beginning, I think, and then end, and how you would look at the opponents they played and fought against, and that use that to determine their ratings. And it's a really, really, I mean, he's been doing this for probably close to 50 years, I guess. It's a really, really well fleshed out system. It's very intricate, and it makes a lot of sense when you read it. I read most of it the other day because I've always been curious how to do it, and if I ever wanted to rate my own boxers, I could do it. I may make up some fictional guys. I mean, you can make anything from tomato cans to, Hall of Fame type guys. He's actually got Rocky Balboa and Apollo Creed and Clubber Lang and Drago all in the heavyweight class, speaking of fictional boxers. But you can see, you've got Rocky Graziano in here, Harry Greb, Marvin Hagler, Thomas Hearns, some of the really big names of the middleweight division. I also picked up the welterweights, and you can see that some of them will have, they'll kind of overlap. So there's a Roberto Duran version for welterweight, and you can actually compare them if you wish to see, the differences between the two weight classes, and so on and so forth. And again, here's Hearns, and here's Sugar Ray Leonard, and all kinds of stuff, right? And then you go to lightweight, and all the lightweight greats are in here. Julio Cesar Chavez, etc., right? So, and here's Roberto Duran as a youngster when he fought as a lightweight, 71-78. And you can see he's either, and that rating is really high. It's 12. That's really high. So yeah, you get a full sense here. This is actually the control factor against a boxer and a slugger. So it's 10/12. When he's fatigued, it's 10/11. This number up here is kind of his overall rating. So I misspoke a little bit ago. And then once they start fighting, they'll build a record in here, and they'll have an overall record. And it even has a ranking, like a default ranking at the start. So you can go through and you can maybe look at, like, say, De La Hoya. You can see he's ranked 19th, right? So you just go through and you can find, again, any of these guys that, were all-time greats. Ray Boom Boom Mancini, I remember him. He's not ranked, but I do remember him as a boxer. You got Benny Leonard, George Levine. There's all kinds of, Sugar Shane Mosley, right? You got Floyd Mayweather up here. He's ranked 6th. And Mosley is ranked 14th, etc., right? And then you fight them, and so you can set up tournaments, fight them against each other, whatever, just like you can do with any other boxing game, pretty much. So once you're done with that, you can close out of that, and then again, so you can see all this, and you'll have title history and text reports and so on. You can also edit boxer ratings. So again, if we wanted to look at, say, middleweights, and let's look at, say, Jake LaMotta, right? Raging Bull, the Bronx Bull, right? So his special includes anger issues. So that's an interesting one. But again, here's where you can add a trainer, and here's the list of all the trainers trainer only, and a TC could be trainer and cutman. So, I mean, you could go ahistorical and stick anybody you want in there. You want Teddy Atlas to be his trainer, you can do it. You know, and same thing with cutmen. The list, sorry, clicked the wrong button there. The cutman list is shorter, but there is still a decent number in here, and you can see some of them, probably the majority, yeah, definitely the majority of them are both. Some are only cutmen, like Izzy Klein, right? And when they're only a cutman, they have nothing under motivate, and then nothing under these other ratings here. But for cuts and swelling, they of course would have ratings. So that's kind of what you can do with them, and then you can change any of this stuff. You can change his aggression rating, you can change his killer instinct, his endurance, his foul rate, cuts, knockout ratings, knockdown 1 and 2, his defense, etc. All that stuff is editable, and you can even create your own new ones by if when we came in we had hit this add new fighter button, it would have allowed us to do that. So if we just hit save, I didn't change anything, but you can always add a new fighter if you wish to. And then we come out of that and we go into cornermen. You can also edit your cornermen. You know, so here, Teddy Atlas, right? He can do both. He's good with cuts and swelling. Very good motivator, etc. His ratings are pretty good, right? As you would expect. And then there's help. And in help, you get things like the board game rules, as well as the PC rules, which is really just kind of a distillation, a very short and sweet distillation of the PC rules, and it just tells you how things work in the computer game. But you do need a knowledge of the board game rules to play this correctly. And this isn't really a complicated game, and the computer does do some of the legwork for you, so it makes the game easier to play than looking things up on tables and so on and so forth. So let's do a fight, and we will do let's do Ali and Foreman, and you can see here there's Rocky Balboa, right? But let's do Ali and we'll do George Foreman, right? Why not? So you can see Ali's ratings, he's slightly better. He's a 10, Foreman's a 9. He's a boxer, Foreman's a slugger. So we have a little bit of a stylistic difference. Again, if I had entered pictures for them, they would be here, but I haven't, so they are not. Right? So we can do that, and then you can say continue. Right, and then we've got our fight options, and you got a brief look at my desktop. It randomly picks 3 judges. So we've got Gary Mizwa, Terrence Ace Macaluza, and Max DeLuca, and then Jersey Joe Walcott, who was himself a fighter, is the referee. And then you've got their trainers and cutmans. Both trainers are poor, both cutmen are average. You can set them up with real trainers and cutmen, as I showed you. And then you can say what you want, how you want to play it. You can do quick play. You can say, do you want trainer effects pre and during fight? We have no, that's why it doesn't really matter here. The ref has ratings here for foul and TKOs. He's very lenient, and late TKO, so he lets them fight, basically. That you can have your 3 knockdown rule, you're saved by the bell. The number of rounds, you can say 10 rounds. Right? Injuries on or off, missed punches, and how that impacts endurance. You can have sound on or off. We'll just turn it off. The ring doctor, right? You can say, I mean, back in the old days, they were, they pretty much let anything go almost. Your guy could bleed out in the ring and they let him keep banging away. But, or you can go, cautious, which would probably be more of the era that these guys fought in. Let's just leave it at balanced judgment for now. Throw in the towel, no. Old or new foul chart, we'll use the new one. The cut procedure, we'll use the original board game one. The modified one is when a cut chance occurs, a random 1 to 100 number is generated. If this number is less than or equal to the fighter's cut rating times 10, a cut check occurs. So you can also make it a title fight, and then you can determine who you want fighter strategy on or off, and do you want PC to control the strategy? You can say, well, I want the PC to run Ali, let's say, right? Although it's off, so it doesn't really matter. Now we can, let's do the 10-point system. We'll leave that doesn't apply because neither of these guys are lefties. Spectator mode. Yeah, so let's just go to the ring. All right, so we're at the ring now, and we've got our layout here. So the first thing you have to do is flip a boxing action card. So you flip that, and then here we look, and you see control factor is 10. Right, so that would, then you compare your control factors to these two guys. And so on here you have your control factor number, you have your random number, which is 65, you have your result, ring position, left, neutral, okay, and then you've got your other things that can happen in the fight. So everything that you might need to roll a die for example, or roll dice for, I guess, would be here on the card, right? So that's just how that works. You can see the time left, the round we're in, how many rounds are in the fight, and you can do your control check. See, and so it says George Foreman is in control, right? So he's green here, right? You can see that. There's the control number. And then you flip a card, and you look, the random number is 41. So you look in here, and it's a punch missed. So you click that, and he gets marked as missing with an uppercut. Then you would do a control check. Actually, if he misses, you have to missed an uppercut. I don't think we have to check for a counter punch or do. Okay, so we did not trigger a counter punch, so all we have to do now is do another control check. So we flip this, and control goes to Ali. Okay, so that's pretty easy. And then we flip another BAC. When we got a 23, that's going to be a punch that's landed. So I'm going to click this. Then we look at here, which tells us the result, 36. So that is a 2-point hook. We click that, and you can see now that Muhammad Ali lands a hook for 2 points. Next, we make another control check. Foreman's now in control. We flip BAC. It's a 44, which is in the punch is missed, but not above his counter punch threshold. So again, that's just a miss. Now we do another control check. It goes to Ali. We flip BAC. It's a 1. That's going to be another punch landed. This one is a hook. So now we've got a clean shot that got his opponent's attention, score 4 points. We click that. And so now we've got another thing down here with 4 points. You can see over here, punches thrown and connected and all that stuff, right? And control, percentages. And so we go to, he scored 4 points. You can see he's got 6 points. Foreman has none. We do a control check. It's back to Foreman. We flip. He's a 66. He missed. Actually, that's going to be ring movement. So we click that, and we do another control check. It goes back to Ali. We flip out BAC. It's a 50. That is clinching. Control check. Back to Foreman. Flip to BAC. It is a 30. That is punches missed. And again, not high enough to trigger a counter punch, so we go to control check. He maintains control. We flip the BAC again. We got a 42. That is again a miss. Then we do another control check. Flip the BAC, 62. That is again ring movement. Control check. Flip the BAC. It's a 10. Ali's going to land another punch. All right, so that one is a combination. It's now 7 to 7-0. We do control check. He maintains control. We flip another BAC. It's a 2, so that is another punch that lands. It's a 7 hit point punch. It's an uppercut. We click that, Now you got to check him again for 5F, a clean shot that almost drops him 5 points plus full K. We'll click that. Now we've kicked off his Killer Instinct, KI, not just K, right? So now he's got Killer Instinct. Okay, so we see his Killer Instinct numbers in 8. So he gets 8 straight BAC cards where we just look at the random number and apply it to the action section in here, right? So he's going in for the kill here basically. Right now you see there's 7 left. It's an 8. That's another landed punch. That is a 3-point hook. So it's a partially blocked hook for 1 point. Now he may run out of time here before he gets all his Killer Instinct shots in. So we flip another one. We got a 3. That's another punch landed. We do that. Now a clean shot that got his opponent's attention for 4. We're down to 24 seconds. We've got 3 cards left. Flip the next one. Another punch landed. This is a 2-point jab. We flip the next one, and the Killer Instinct phase is over. Okay, so now we would do a control check. Foreman gains control. There's only 8 seconds left. And we get a foul table result here. You can see foul 38. That's between 1 and 62. He's a C for fouling. You can see Ali's a B. Foreman is a C. So the 1 to 62 result results in a caution to keep it clean. So no harm, no real foul, I guess. And we do another control check, and it's the end of the round. So Ali dominated the first round. It's over. And that is how a round works in the game. So let's go to the next round. It's round 2, and his aggression is a 10, and Ali's a 7. So typically that would mean that he would be taking control. And so we're going to flip our BAC. Control factor is a 6. So we do our control check, and it is Ali. All right, 24 is another landed punch. He is just lighting him up. Control check. This is Foreman. He gets a 25, so Foreman finally lands a punch. It is a 3-point hook. And we do another control check. Foreman still in charge. Gets a 76. That's ring movement. Control check. Back over to Ali. He rolls a 37 or pulls a 37. That's a miss. It's not a counterpunch check. We do another control check. Still Ali. He gets a foul warning. They caution the fighters to keep it clean. No real warning, right? Another control check. Ali in control. He gets a 40. That's a miss. And then we do a control check. Now it's Foreman. It's a 7. That's a punch landed. It's a 2-point combo. And you get an SP result. So this is get a knockdown number. On a 1, score 6 points and a knockdown and full Killer Instinct. On 2 to 20, score 5 points. Add KD2 to KD1 for the rest of the round. If no KD, same effects as 313. All right, so we click this button. No knockdown, right? See, that's what makes it so much easier than the tabletop game round, because you'd have to roll dice and check it, flip cards, all that stuff. This makes it pretty simple and straightforward. Plus, it tracks all your scoring and everything for you as well. Now we'll do a he's in Killer Instinct now. So he's going to get 8 cards. We flip the first one. It's a 10. That's a punch landed. And it's a 2-point hook. And it's a 4-point clean shot. Boom. So this round looks like it's going to end up going Big George's way. Now he still has 5 cards left. We flip the next. It's a 32. That is a miss. Then we flip the next one. It is a 33. That is also a miss. We flip the next one. It's a 16. That's punch landed. 1 to 10. It's a 3-point shot. And now we have one last one, and Killer Instinct's over. We do a control check. Ali grabs control. 43. That is a miss. And it is a counterpunch opportunity because it's over 42. Counterpunch opportunity for Foreman. And he gets a 54, which is a miss. And we do another control check. He's in control. Flip the BAC. That is a clinch. We do another control check. Ali, he gets a 38. That is a miss. We do the next one. It's Foreman. Flip the BAC. It's an 80. That's ring movement. Then we'll do another control check. It's Ali. It is a 73. Also ring movement. And flip the next one. Still Ali. 47 is clinching. Do a control check, Ali, end of round 2. So you could see here the first round was 19-0 for Ali, and the second round was 15-2 for Foreman. So we've had a little bit of a back and forth here. Let's go on to our next round. We will do our, we'll flip our BAC. We got a 5, do the control check, it goes to Ali. And then we will start off here. We got a 10, that's a punch landed. And it is a 3-point combo. Control check to Foreman. He gets a 43, that is a miss. That is not a counter punch, however. Ali with control, he gets a 9, that's another punch for him. That's a 3-point hook. And we do another control check, still Ali, 35, barely a miss, but a miss nevertheless. Ali is keeping control. Now we've got ring movement. Still Ali, and it's a 12. That's a punch landed. 2-point jab. Next control check goes to Foreman. 58, that is clinching. Control check, Foreman. 8, that's a punch landed. It's a 2-point uppercut, and it's a 4-point shot here. So that's good for him. It's still 8-4 Ali thus far though. I mean, he's still in control. Foreman got a 7, gonna land a punch. It's a 3-point combo, and that's a 5. So that's a 5-point rather punch, and he's now up in this round. He's still in control. He's got a 45. That's going to be a miss, and almost a counter punch. Now Ali takes control. Gets a 14, that's a landed punch. Combination for 2. He's back, for 3 rather, he's back in the lead. We go again, it's a 69, that is a ring movement. And another control check back to Ali. We flip it, it's a 60, that is ring movement. And the end of round 3. So Ali won that one most likely, but it was very close. And we'll go on to round 4. And we'll flip our BAC. It's a 10. Control check goes to Ali. 38, that is a miss. Flip, we go again. Ali again. It is a 25. That's a punch landed. It is a combo for 3. Gets knocked down to a 1 because it was partially blocked. And we do our next control check. It's Foreman. He gets a 36, which is a miss. Next control check to Ali. Now we get a B foul. The referee stops the action and issues a stern warning. So we got to click this. Ali is issued a stern warning for a rabbit punch. All right. I'm go back to the control check. It's Foreman. He gets a 51. That is a punch missed and a counter punch. And it's a 33, so that's a punch landed for Ali. That's a 3-point jab. Give a control check. It's still Ali. 34 is a punch landed. 3-point hook. Control check to Foreman. 78, ring movement. Then we do another control check. Ali. It's 62. That's ring movement. Control check Foreman. 55. That is clinching. Control check Ali. Flip the that is a miss, and it's going to be a counter punch. And the numbers are 61, so that is a miss. And we do another control check. Ali. It's a 74 ring movement. And control check. It is Foreman. Now he gets the caution there. Control check Ali. It's a 68, more ring movement. Not a lot of action in this round. Ali again. 15, another punch landed. That is a 3-point jab. Control check Foreman. And he runs out of time. So that is the end of round 4. Ali seems to be winning the fight. we go on to the next round, round 5. Flip our BAC, control factor is a 4. Do the control check, that is Ali. And we get 15, which is punch landed, 2-point jab, control check to Foreman. He gets a 48, that is a miss, and a counter punch, and it's a 66, so that's a miss. And we do a control check. It's Foreman, it's a 50, that is a miss. Another counter punch opportunity for Ali, a 79 is way high. Control check to Ali, 28, that is a punch landed. It is a 2-point hook. Control check for Foreman, 54, that is going to be clinching. Control check Ali, 80, that is ring movement. Control check Foreman, flip the BAC, 77, ring movement. Control check Ali, 2, another punch landed, and it's a 3-point cross, and that again is an SP. So we've got a chance for a knockdown. No knockdown. All right. Control check. Oh, we're in Killer Instinct. See that? It even caught my mistake right there. All right. Flip the BAC. It's a 33. That's a hit. 3-point cross. Then we flip the next one. It's a 10. That's another punch landed. That's a 2-point combo. Next one is a 42, which is a miss and a counter punch, and it is a 10, so that is a punch landed, and it's a 3-point uppercut, and that is a 4-point shot, and that is the end of the Killer Instinct. And we go back to our control check. It's Ali. 61 is ring movement. Foreman, 1 is a punch landed. It's a 3-point jab, and it's a 5-point punch. Control check Ali, 17, that is a punch landed, 2-point cross, control check, end of round 5. So that, as they say, is the end of round 5. And we will be going on to round number 6 here. Okay, on to round 6. All right, here we go. Control check to Ali, 7. That's a hit. 2-point. Oh, we got a 5H here. Rocked by that tremendous punch. Score 5 points. Automatic control. Click that. Okay. Killer Instinct 1. Gets a 31. That's another punch landed. And we will go to the control check. Flip. And get a 71. Flip. 34. Another punch landed, 3 points. Control check. Ali is cruising here. Now Foreman, 45. He seems to pull all the higher cards. Ali in control. 35. That's another punch landed. Whoops, that was not what I meant to do. Control to Ali. 57. Ring movement. Control check. Ali again. 74. More ring movement. Okay, Foreman in control. Injury. Alright, so you gotta click injury. No injury, break in action. Okay. Foreman in control. 62 is clinching. Ali in control, 70 more ring movement, and that's probably going to do it. Yep. End of round 6. Ali won that one easily. He is dominating the chart here. You can see the endurance number here, and Foreman's at a 0, so he's worn down. He's been taking a beating, kind of, and it looks like Ali may win this pretty soon. Next round, we flip and control check to Foreman. All right, 49, miss, and a counter punch check. 45 is a miss. Okay, control check to Ali. We got another caution. Control check to Foreman. That's a punch landed. That's a 2-point punch landed. It's a 4-point punch. And now we do another control check. Back to Ali. It's a 72. That's ring movement. Back to Foreman. 15, that's a punch landed. Boom. Back to Ali. 61, that is ring movement. Foreman gets a caution. Control check to Ali. 58 is ring movement. Again, Ali. 40, that is a punch missed. Again, Ali. Special. Ali does have special. You see intellect and strong closer. We click that. Nothing occurs, breaking the action. All right. Ali still in control. 63, that is ring movement. 46. Oh, well, that's Ali in control. Sorry about that. 70 is ring movement. Control check. End of round 7. So that was a pretty dull round, but it was actually won by Foreman. Go on to round number 7 here. And control check is Ali. Flip it. 11. That is 2 points. Control check. Ali again. 38. That is a miss. Control check Ali. 26. That's another punch landed. Control check Ali. He's dominating here. Ring movement. Ali again. Another punch landed. It's a 4-point shot. Okay, control check Foreman. 57, that's clinching. Back to Ali. 76, ring movement. Back to Foreman. 22 is a punch landed. That's a 3-point hook. Control check Foreman. 16, another punch landed. It's a cross. Then Ali gets a 69, that's ring movement. Ali again. 62, more ring movement. End of round 8. On to round number 9. His strong closer kicks in, which gives him a control factor +1. We flip it over. And we do our control check. It goes to Ali. And we get another warning. Stern warning for a rabbit punch. Control check to Foreman. 60, that is clinching. Then Ali gets a punch landed. It's a 2-point jab, which turns into a ripping blow, knockdown, or knockout if the opponent has KP equal or greater than the number in the cell. If no KO, score 5 points, plus full killer instinct, plus killer knockdown 2 added to knockdown 1. So we have killer instinct kicked in for Ali again. 32, that's a punch landed. And we get 41, that is a punch missed. And we get a 25, that is a punch landed. And we get a 24, that is a punch landed. Oh, I think I've been doing this wrong, because that would be a 2, that would be another uppercut. And that's the end of Killer Instinct. We do our control check. Foreman got control, but he's been taking a pounding here. 38, that is a miss. Back to Ali. 10 is another punch landed. And Foreman grabs control. 72 is ring movement. Ali gets a 67, that's ring movement. Ali again, 56, that's ring movement. Ali again, 27, punch landed, and that's a 3-pointer. Control check, he is whooping it here. He's got 21 points. That's a big round. End of round 9. We go to the 10th and final round here. And let's see what we get. All right, control check to Ali. 11. That's a 3-point shot. Control check to Foreman. 26. That is a punch landed. Control check to Ali. 64. Control check to Ali. 12. That's a punch landed. Control check to Foreman. That is a punch landed and a 3-pointer and a 4-point shot. Control check to Ali. It's a 24, another punch landed. Control check to Foreman. 38 is going to be a miss. Control check to Ali. 55 is clinching. Control check to Foreman. 77, that's ring movement. Control check to Ali. 10 is another punch landed. Ali again. 62, ring movement. 53, the control to Ali. 45, that is a counterpunch opportunity. It's a 49, so that is a miss. Control check, end of round 10. And the fight is over. Judges have reached a decision. Gary Mizwa scores the bout 97-91. Mataluza 98-90, DeLuca 98-90. For the winner by unanimous decision, Muhammad Ali. Not really a surprise. You can see their scorecards here. And you can see the fight log as well. And there you have it. Close. And that is the end of that. You can save their stats if you want to. You can also just exit. Click in the X. All right, that's it. That is a complete fight. Ali versus Foreman, heavyweights, 10 rounds, pretty much dominated by Ali, but you get a sense of how the game plays. I probably made some mistakes in there, but I did my best, so hopefully it was good enough to show the game at least. And I'll probably do more stuff with this down the road. Not sure when, but I wanted to give you a look at Title Bout II, the PC version. So thanks for watching. If you have questions, comments, etc., feel free to post them. I'll do my best to reply. But that's going to do it for this one. I'm Joe, and until next time, here on Hexed Encountered, as always, happy gaming.